If you are over 60, you might agree with me that every peaceful morning we wake up is truly a gift. But there is something that always troubles me. Some mornings, my patients wake up and can no longer speak, can no longer move their arms or legs, and their memory suddenly becomes foggy, as if a curtain has been drawn over it. People call this a stroke, and it often comes without warning. I still remember not long ago, an older gentleman named George, 67 years old, who was always very careful about his health. He exercised regularly, walked around the park, ate healthy meals, and especially trusted the bottles of vitamins neatly lined up on his kitchen shelf. He never missed a single dose. Yet one morning, when his wife tried to wake him, George couldn't move half of his body. The family rushed him to the hospital, and when I asked about his daily habits, I realized that what he thought was protecting him might have been the very thing damaging his brain's blood vessels. Have you ever thought that the vitamins we trust so much could actually become a double-edged sword? In more than 30 years as a neurologist in the United States, I have seen many similar cases. Some people believe taking extra vitamin D at night would help them sleep better, not realizing that calcium building up in their blood vessels could quietly put them at risk. Some believed vitamin E helped blood circulation, but when combined with blood thinners, it made the blood so thin that vessels could easily rupture. And there are many more stories that still make me feel regretful, because if they had understood better, the outcome might have been different. I share this with you not to make you anxious, but so that we can reflect together. Could it be that you or a loved one are also taking those tiny pills every day without ever checking the dosage or thinking about possible side effects? We often believe that the more we take, the healthier we become. But the human body is delicate. It needs balance, not excess. Natural foods, a meal with vegetables, fish, nuts, and fruits can sometimes provide stronger protection than any bottle of vitamins. Sitting here with you today, is used incorrectly, it can turn into a serious problem. Imagine the blood vessels in your body like water pipes in your home. Normally, when water flows steadily, the system works smoothly. But if you accidentally turn the faucet too far, the pressure becomes unbalanced, and the pipes are more likely to crack or burst. Vitamin E, when combined with blood-thinning medications like aspirin or warfarin, works the same way. The blood becomes thinner than it should be. The result is that the blood vessels in the brain, already more fragile than in many other parts of the body, can rupture, causing bleeding in the brain, also known as hemorrhagic stroke. What makes this even more concerning is that many older adults are already prescribed blood thinners to prevent clots or manage heart disease. When they add vitamin E to their daily routine without consulting a doctor, it's like piling more weight onto shoulders that are already weakened by age. One story I will never forget is about a 72-year-old woman. She was generally healthy, with only mild heart issues. Her daughter saw an online ad claiming that vitamin E was good for circulation and decided to buy it for her mother to take daily. After a few months, the woman was rushed to the hospital with sudden, severe headaches and loss of consciousness. A CT scan revealed she had suffered a brain hemorrhage. The family was devastated because they thought they were doing the best thing for her. You see, vitamin E is not bad in itself, but when used the wrong way, it can become the last drop that overflows the glass. Our bodies already have a natural balance, and any supplements need to be taken at the right dose and the right time. The lesson here is very clear. Never assume vitamins are harmless just because they're sold in supermarkets or pharmacies. It's like adding salt to food. A pinch can enhance the flavor, but a handful can turn the dish into a disaster. With health, even a small excess can leave consequences we never anticipated. Vitamin B6 is one of those vitamins Over time, the nerves weaken and the signals to the muscles become unstable. This leads to poor balance and unsteady walking. And as you know, for someone over 60, a fall is not just a bruise. It can mean broken bones, head injuries, or even losing independence. I once met a man in his late 60s who was very diligent about taking supplements because he believed they kept him sharp. But after a few years, he started complaining that his legs no longer felt steady and he was falling often. When we checked, we discovered he had been taking high doses of vitamin B6 continuously for years. The nerve damage by then could not be fully reversed. The lesson here is simple. Your body needs vitamins, but it never needs an overdose of them. Just like a car needs gas to run, but if you overfill the tank, the fuel spills out and causes problems. With your nervous system, it's the same. Keep vitamin B6 at the level your body truly needs, and don't turn it into a burden for yourself. Niacin, also known as vitamin B3, is often advertised as a hero for heart health because it can help lower cholesterol. Many people take that message and start drinking high doses every day, thinking the more they take, the cleaner their blood vessels will be. But our bodies don't work that simply. Imagine niacin as a water valve. When you open it just right, the water flows steadily and the pipes work smoothly. But if you keep cranking it open too far and then suddenly tighten it again, the pressure inside the pipes will swing up and down, and over time, those pipes are more likely to crack. High doses of niacin create that same effect inside your blood vessels. At first, people often feel a hot flush or redness on their skin. That's the blood vessels suddenly expanding. But soon after, they tighten back up, making your blood pressure swing like a roller coaster. For younger people, the body can adjust somewhat. But for those over 60, where blood vessels are less elastic and the heart is already working harder, that kind of swing is like torture for both the heart and the brain. The result: protect your brain and heart. Only use it when necessary, at the right dose, and ideally under a doctor's supervision. Vitamin A has long been seen as a friend to the eyes, helping us see in the dark and protecting the skin. But just like a small water bottle, our body only needs a limited amount. When you take too much, especially over a long period, vitamin A doesn't flush out easily like water-soluble vitamins. Instead, it builds up slowly in the liver and even in the brain. Think of the liver as a storage room. At first, adding a few extra boxes is fine, but if you keep stacking more every day, eventually the room overflows and spills into other spaces. When vitamin A builds up too much, it starts putting pressure on the nervous system. People often feel a dull, persistent headache, as if something inside the skull is pressing outward. Some notice blurred vision, dizziness, or unsteady walking, symptoms they often dismiss as just part of aging. But in reality, these can be warning signs that the brain is suffocating from excess vitamin A. I once met a woman in her mid-60s who diligently took vitamin A every day, believing it would help her stay youthful. After a few years, she came to me with chronic headaches and worsening eyesight. Tests showed her liver had been overloaded with vitamin A, which was directly affecting her brain. Fortunately, after stopping the supplements and adjusting her diet, her condition gradually improved. This story makes one thing clear. Vitamin A is essential, but careless overuse turns it into an invisible burden on both the liver and the brain. Instead of taking high doses on your own, let your body get vitamin A mainly from natural foods like carrots, pumpkin, or leafy greens, and only use supplements when truly prescribed by a doctor. Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin because it helps the body absorb calcium and keep bones strong. But just like sunlight itself, a little is warm and healthy, while too much can burn. When you take excessive vitamin D, especially in the form of tablets at night, your body caught early enough that adjustments could be made. This reminds us that while vitamin D is important, more does not mean better. The safest approach is to combine sensible sun exposure, a balanced diet, and, if supplements are needed, to always follow the dosage recommended by your doctor. One small pill, taken correctly, can protect your health, but too much can quite literally freeze up your blood vessels. Have you ever noticed that our body is like a machine that's been running for over 60 years? Every part, from the liver to the kidneys, is no longer brand new like it was in our 20s. Now imagine your liver and kidneys as two water filters in your home. When they're new, dirty water passes through easily and comes out clean. But after 60 years, the filters are clogged with residue and the process slows down. That means vitamins, especially fat-soluble ones like A, D, and E, if taken in excess, are held back longer and build up as an extra burden. Let's do a small exercise together. If you already take a daily multivitamin, pause for a moment and read the label. Many of them already contain the full daily requirement. If you're also taking a separate vitamin A or vitamin D pill, chances are you've gone over the safe limit without realizing it. Remember, your body isn't an endless storage room. The more you pile in, the higher the risk of toxicity. One small habit today can make a huge difference tomorrow. I want you to remember this. Just 5 minutes a day to review what you're taking, whether it's enough or already too much, can protect you from serious consequences. Just 5 minutes. There's a very simple philosophy about health that I always remind my patients of. The simpler it is, the more sustainable it becomes. Health isn't about swallowing as many colorful pills as possible, but about understanding what your body truly needs. When you pause and take a closer look, you'll realize that taking less, but taking correctly, is far more powerful than taking more in confusion. I once had a patient who believed that begins with something small, like knowing when to stop. There is one thing I want to emphasize to everyone over 60. Vitamins are not the enemy, but if used the wrong way, they can become a silent killer. After decades as a doctor, I have seen many patients believe that the more vitamins they take, the healthier they will be. But the truth is, as we age, our liver and kidneys process things more slowly, and just one extra dose can be enough to harm the brain and the heart. What truly matters is not the number of pills you take each day, but the knowledge and wisdom behind your choices. I remember one patient, a 67-year-old woman, who believed doubling her vitamin dose would give her extra energy. But after a few months, she began feeling dizzy and unsteady, thinking it was simply aging. When we checked, it turned out the excess vitamins had thrown her body off balance. Once she stopped, she not only recovered, but also learned an important lesson. Never chase the idea that more is better. Today, I want to share a positive message with you. It is never too late to start changing. Many of my patients, even in their 70s, have regained their health by adjusting small daily habits. One elderly gentleman used to take vitamins carelessly. After guidance, he shifted to a more balanced diet, more vegetables, fish, fewer fried foods. Within just 6 months, his blood pressure stabilized, his sleep improved, and most importantly, he felt lighter and freer without the constant worry over pills. That story reminds us that health does not come from a bottle of vitamins, but from the daily decisions you make. So what should you do? First, learn to read labels carefully. If a multivitamin already covers the daily recommended dose, don't add extra single vitamins just because someone suggested it. Second, talk to your doctor before adding any supplements, especially if you are on medication. Timely advice can help you avoid dangerous complications. And most importantly, listen to your body. If you feel dizzy, a bottle of vitamins, but in the way you live each day,